Hi everyone, this is Sandra Spence and I am a Gold Executive Director with our company, and Jenny has invited me to come on today to talk about my brand name, Groovy Granny Entrepreneurs. I want to thank her for asking me. I feel very honoured to be bringing this message to you, and also while I'm at it, before I speak, I'd like to thank James, Hannon and Naomi Innovolson, who are my mentors, and without them I certainly wouldn't be here tonight bringing this message to you. So I wanted to talk to you about Groovy Granny Entrepreneurs and how that came about. Jenny was intrigued about my brand name and asked if I would share how it came into being. So how did it come into being? I went to a meeting, and at that meeting I joined together with the people that were in my team, which were called Yummy Mummies. And the Yummy Mummy brand name was a great one, but it didn't really fit me as a 50-year-old then. And so somebody there said, "You're not a Yummy Mummy, you're actually a Groovy Granny," because I had spoken about my past of being an artist and how that was part of my life. And so Groovy Granny it was, and Groovy Granny stuck, and that's where I have marketed myself ever since. It fits my age group, and it also appeals to those that are in my age group as well, because a lot of us are grandmas and we're not Yummy Mummies anymore. So a post caught my eye 8 years ago, and I saw it, and it was a work from home. Would you like to work from home? I was looking for something. I was looking for a way to earn income and not have to be locked into 9 to 5 again. And I was also looking at a way that we could up our finances so that my husband could retire. I had a 5-year plan, and with my mentors, I worked on that plan, and the plan was to retire him by year 5, and he was retired in my fourth year of the business. So that was a really great goal that I accomplished, and I was very proud of that. When I did see that ad, I did get back to Naomi Innovolson, it was, that placed that post up, and I said I was interested. She invited me to an in-home presentation. I didn't sign up then, but I did sign up soon later after that, and that's where it all began. So a little side note there was that I was the only one that turned up that Naomi invited. So don't be put off by the no-shows, and don't be put off by disappointments or seeming disappointments, because it can be that you're working with the one that will really work with you, and that's the person that fits and is great for your business. So I got started, and I started doing in-home face-to-face presentations. I did half a dozen or so of those, and the first one Naomi did, and she showed me what to do. The second one I read from a script, and the third one felt a little bit more confident, and by the fourth one Naomi said, "You're fine, you can do it on your own." And at that point I had reached my first level of leadership, and I had earned my very first incentive trip to Adelaide, which was just fantastic. It just felt so good. My goal was to build a business in those first 5 years, and that's certainly been something that's been a big learning curve. Honesty moment for you is when I started, technology-wise, I was a novice completely. I wasn't tech savvy. I didn't know really how to market myself. I didn't know much about Facebook. I didn't know much about anything really. And when I had my very first training, I was asked to copy and paste something, and I didn't know what that was, let alone how to do it. So you look at Groovy Granny and who I am, and maybe you've seen me on Facebook and Instagram. That wasn't where I was when I first started. I've had to invest in training and in learning, and I've had to be very patient, and so have my mentors, in learning all of that. But I had a strong why, and I'm pretty stubborn, and I've stuck to it, and I've overcome a lot of glitches and things, and I've kept on going because I haven't wanted it to beat me, and I've forged ahead. But so far I'm sharing my story, but I want to ask you a question. What are you resisting that you know will help you grow? What are you resisting that will help you to grow? You know that it will, but you might be 60 plus like me, and you weren't brought up with technology and you don't have a clue. You may be 20 and you don't like the idea of face-to-face, that scares you, or you'd rather be behind a screen. You might be 15 years in Manatech and you've run out of warm market and you're not really you're quite scared about trying anything new, and social media marketing or anything like that might be scary to you. We're all afraid of something. This is how I see it, and this is a little story that I heard, and I think it has spoken to me. I hope it speaks to you as well about this. Is that, imagine that you're going on a trip, you're going on an important trip, and you need to get to your family. And as you're going, there's a flood, can't get through, the road's blocked, you can't get there. And what do? I'm sure that your response isn't, oh, well, I'll just go home, it wasn't important after all, and don't bother. If it is your heart's desire to get to that destination, you're going to make a way. You're going to either wait for the water to subside, you're going to take a different route. You'll make a way. You may fly, you may not drive after all. And I think that if it's important to you, you will find a way. It's the same with reaching your why with your business. There's no way that you'll get clear sailing all the time. There'll be roadblocks, and the journey, like the journey above, you'll have to set your heart on that destination, on where you want to go, and you'll find a way to get there. There will be stops, there will be bumps in the road, but you will find a way. It's tech issues, that has been a big one for me. I'll never give up. I'll always have tech issues. I'll never reach perfection, but that's okay. We're all human, and it's like what we tell our children and our grandchildren is, if you want to learn something new, you have to practice and practice and practice. And it's exactly the same with us in the business and anything new that you need to learn. So don't be hard on yourself. Practice. My intention always with social media and face-to-face with my business is to add value. And this is a really strong core value in our team, to serve others. And when our intention is to serve others, it takes us out of our head and into our heart. And it really changes how you approach what you do and what you say and how you do it. Everyone will not be my customer. Not everyone wants what I have to offer, and the right ones will hear me differently. I'm me, I'm Groovy Granny, and I may reach people that you may not reach, and you will probably reach people that I can't reach, and that's really great. We're all so different, and let's just enjoy the fact that we are different. It's okay. Since tackling social media, I've been able to reach out and connect with more people. It's obviously a much bigger world than our warm market, and so it really is something that is important to invest in, I believe, and you really will reap benefits from that. I've upskilled, I've listened to podcasts, I've attended events like this, I've done a lot of training, and I've had weekly trainings. You're going to have to learn those skills, but I've learned the importance of mindset when it comes to stepping up out of your comfort zone to try something new, to stay in the game long enough to get good enough, and to see what will, to see your failures as learnings rather than failures. So no failure, you don't learn unless you actually fail half the time. So it's not a negative, it's actually a positive. We hear a lot of talk about showing up authentically and being real, and that does not mean that everything has to go perfectly. In fact, it won't. And I know in the last 8 years, I've had lots of times where things haven't been perfect in my home life and in my business life sometimes, and I have just had to keep on keeping on. I have to be real about that. It's no good being, pretending. It shows through. But my goals and my why have been really strong, and I get out of my head and into my heart. And I remember that I'm a work in progress, and that my role is to be the guide and not the hero. from that mindset, I can show up for others. I have to remember that I responded to something online. So online is certainly something that I can build my business from. If I could give you one last piece of advice, it's don't compare your journey with anybody else's. They may have come from another company, they may have lots of skills or brought team over with them, and you may be comparing their middle with your start and your beginning. You only see the glory and you don't know the whole story. So don't compare, it doesn't serve you. Give yourself some grace. Know that all businesses take time. You will take time to grow into your business. Know how special and important you are, and that you are there, just that you're just like everybody else, and people want what you want, and you want to guide them. You want to be the guide to show them where they can get that. And so you can be that person to help them to be the hero of their own lives. I challenge you to get out of your comfort zone. All the good stuff, the wonderful relationships, the income, the trips and the freedom, they're all out there, but they're definitely going to be outside of your comfort zone. Thank you so much.